Hello, hi everyone. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about the Blazor apps. This is the agenda. Overview of the Blazor. What is the Blazor and hosting models and component overview, bindings, parameters. Yeah, this is the agenda. We are going to discuss about the Blazor. Uh, what are the hosting models, components, bindings, parameters, dependency injection, JavaScript interoperability, how to call the .NET function from Java, how to call JavaScript function from .NET, and some demos, and how to submit the validation forms validation. That's it. Yeah, Blazor. Uh, Blazor is a two words. One is a browser and a razor. Uh, who is working in the .NET? They are already aware of razor component, razor pages and razor components, razor views. They are using in ASP.NET MVC since long time. So still we can utilize, we can leverage the Razor syntax. Razor is nothing but a it's a combination of HTML markup language and C# code. C# code is a called as a Razor. Now Blazor is a Razor code working on browser, that is called Blazor. It's a single page application framework. It's a open source single uh, single page application development framework from Microsoft uh, to implement the rich client UI for fast development, and we can leverage the C# skills uh, instead of using the JavaScript frameworks like Angular, React, Vue.js. Uh, we can leverage the C# skill set, and we can implement the C# components instead of JavaScript components. Uh, okay, what is the uh, uh, advantage about Blazor? We can execute the Blazor views in the browser itself, or we can render from the server. So it will support both the models. It completely downloaded on client. It will execute on the browser in a completely sandbox mode, or we can execute in the server as well. We can discuss in the coming slide. Uh, One more advantage, already in .NET we have a lot of packages, NuGet packages. We can leverage those packages. We can leverage those functionality uh, in the client side as well. Earlier, we have the packages in clients for client side differently. The npm package, uh, server side NuGet package. Uh, it's a difficult. We cannot leverage. We have the same kind of code. We cannot leverage in client side. We can download the JavaScript, but we need to use the JavaScript. But we can by using Blazor, same .NET code we can leverage in the server side. We can share between the client and server. That is one of the biggest advantage. And there there is no plugins required. Like it is not like a Serverlite. Microsoft attempted running browser application in sandbox mode uh, uh, long back by using this Serverlite, but that is not succeeded. Uh, they stopped. But Blazor app is not a Serverlite. We don't need any plugins. Directly C# code or server-side code is running on the client side. That is also in a separate sandbox. How JavaScript will work, it's the same way it will work. Blazor is a yeah, I think it's the same point. And recently, Microsoft announced uh, mobile binding also. It will support the uh, uh, development of mobile apps using the Blazor, and also it will support uh, progressive web apps. Progressive web app means who can yeah, install the app, who can create the app, and who can install the app in local. Instead of browsing, we can create the app, and you can install the app in the app store. That is also possible. Not a browser application, we can use it as a Windows client application as well. And one more main advantage, all the companies maintaining the two different kind of resources, or they are same resource, they have the different skill set. Java skill set, if we Angular, Java, React.js, or Vue.js, uh, or some developers web API, or WCF, some server side technology, they need the server side programming skills. If same kind of a code shared between the client side and server side, would C# developer become a full stack developer. Uh, they and the companies, they can utilize for end-to-end development. That is the main advantage. That is the reason we need the Blazor. And one more, just yeah. Uh, how it is possible hosting the running the C# code on a browser like a JavaScript. Yeah, there is a WebAssembly uh, technology uh, that is a instruction set. Like we have in .NET, we have different languages, C sharp, VB.NET, F sharp, different languages. Ultimately, whenever we compile, DLL will be generated. First of all, that will be generated the IL code, intermediate language code, which targets the CLR. CLR is a runtime. CLR can understand that code. So it's a we can implement the application by using different languages, but ultimately we can generate the code in intermediate language, but CLR will understand the IL and it will execute. So it's a language independent. It's the same thing. We have the set of instruction set, that is a common intermediate language set, that is in the binary format to run the application on any host, not only specific operating system or specific browser, on any host. We do, and we no need to install any plugin. We no need to even client machine doesn't require to install .NET. Sometimes we need to install .NET 2.0 to .NET 3.5, .NET 4.5. We no need to install any .NET runtime. Just we can download the it will download the C# code. How JavaScript files will be downloaded whenever we are browsing, and it will be execute the C# code on browser. So we don't need the any .NET to be installed on client machine or any plugins. And if you see this site, it will support all the latest WebAssembly will support all the latest browsers. It won't support the old browsers, but it will support all the latest browsers. If you see most of the browsers, it will support. Uh, Edge, it will support Edge, it will support the Firefox, but it won't support the previous version. and it will support the Chrome, Safari, Opera, all the most of the latest browsers it will support. Older browsers it won't support. That is the that is one of the disadvantages, but there is other option to host the Blazor. Okay, we will switch to presentation. Okay, there are hosting models. Blazor, in Blazor we have the two kind of hosting models. One is Blazor Wasm. Wasm is a web assembly. Blazor web assembly. So in this model, there is we can run the application Blazor app in the offline mode. They will see in the diagram. Yeah, this is the Blazor assembly architecture. In this hosting model, suppose, okay, before that, just one moment. I will switch to. Generally, this is the traditional flow. We can browse the URL. It will send the HTTP request. This is a stateless communication, and a HTTP request will go to the server. On the web server, we have the web pages to serve the request. It will send back the HTTP response, and it will generate the ultimately HTTP markup language and some JavaScript and CSS files. And web pages are implemented by using ASP, JSP, ASP.NET MVC, ASP.NET, and Razor views, Razor view pages, all the server-side technologies. And if we need any data from the any persistent database, we can connect to the web pages will connect to the database. This is the traditional web request flow, and we have the single page applications. Just a single page application, how it will work? React or Angular, how it will work? Single page applications are so popular than server side applications because this is very fast, and it won't refresh the entire page. Single page application, suppose we have the DOM tree. In the DOM we have the UI tree. uh, First request is a HTTP request, and it will download all the pages. Enter app it will download it. That is a HTTP response. After that, any action, there is a view state action. Suppose control is a view is having the controls UI elements. If that is having the state, if state changed or any event happened, state will be updated, so that UI element will be refreshed. So it's not entire DOM, it will update the only particular DOM element. So it will update the only delta changes. So the latest frameworks, React, Angular, and Vue are so popular to refresh the only delta changes, not an entire page. So this is the flow. And coming to the Blazor, we have the two kind of hosting model. One is WebAssembly hosting model, and one is a web server hosting model. Actually, in this hosting model, WebAssembly hosting model, uh, this is also similar to this one, and this is also a single page application. Is similar to this one, and entirely similar. It entirely download the application, but instead of JavaScript framework, here C Sharp and .NET assemblies. Those assemblies will be downloaded on the client side. Here, this is also stateless communication. This is also stateless communication, but this is a connected architecture by using the signal WebSocket binary messages communication between the client and server. So state is maintained not on the client. state is maintained, the DOM state is maintained on server, and it will. So here, web browser is a DOM. The entire state is maintained by the server. So it is by using the JavaScript file, certain messages will send to the server, and some messages sent back to the client. But this is completely uh, dumb. Browser is completely dumb. So this is the two different model. Okay, can you if you go to the deeper? Okay, where is that? Yeah, I think I can maximize. Yeah, WebAssembly architecture. Whenever we browse the web app, sorry, Blazor app, which is implemented in Blazor WebAssembly hosting model, it will download all the assemblies. How it will work? It will download the mono wasm. This is the runtime to understand the C# code. So to understand the C# or .NET code, so we need the mono wasm, and Blazor app is implemented in C#. So Blazor app needs Blazor framework. So so it will download the Blazor framework. On top of Blazor framework, will to execute Blazor framework, it needs .NET standard runtime. So it download the .NET all the runtime libraries. So we have the mono wasm runtime library, .NET standard runtime, Blazor framework, Blazor app. So after that, any action happen on the client side, it is the only delta change. So that delta change will be modified here, and only uh, communication happen between the server and client. Any data we need from the server, then it will pick the new data of, it will send the request, and it will uh, receive the data in the JSON format. So this communication will be asynchronously. Okay, what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage in this model? It completely works on the browser itself, and one advantage, we can debug the C#, we can run the C# code on the client side. That is one of the advantage, and there is no overload on the server. There is no overload on the server. Suppose our ASP normal web application, JSP or ASP, ASP.NET, ASP.MVC, normal web applications, mm, we are not application is not utilizing the client resources. It is completely depends upon the server resources. But in Blazor WebAssembly architecture, uh, it is utilized all the client resources, memory, CPU at client side, browser side. It won't depends upon the server resources, and it will work on all the latest browsers. uh, it is best suitable for the offline work. Even server is down, server is not available, they can work, client can work on the Blazor application in the offline, and it's a quite fast. There is no latency, between the server. Even server is located 1,000 miles away, or another country, it's not a problem. Even it is completely downloaded. First request, it took longer time to load the first request, because it will download all the assemblies, all the .NET assemblies, and mono assembly runtime. I think there is a spelling mistake. Uh, and it won't support one more disadvantage, and that is the advantage. It won't support the multi-threading. And to unblock the responsiveness to, to avoid the responsiveness on client side, it will uh, all the calls or all the events will happen uh, asynchronously. That is the advantage. But in .NET 5, they are Microsoft is implementing the lazy loading. It is uh, splitting the modules into the small modules, and they are loading the based on the required time. So that is one thing. And coming to the so, coming to the Blazor server architecture. Blazor server architecture, first request is a web request. After that, all the communication will happen WebSocket messages, binary formatted messages through SignalR. So one JavaScript will be downloaded, Blazor server.js. It communicate to the server to any change happen based on the event. Any change happen, it will maintain the previous state on the server side. So in this model also we have the advantage and disadvantage. Initial load is quite fast. It is not down. It is just download the 1JS file. It is not downloading the any .NET runtimes or Blazor sorry mono-awesome runtime or any other C sharp runtimes. So it is quite fast. But on server it is maintain the state, previous state and current state, and it will maintain the delta, and it will set the delta, and it will support all the browsers, not only latest browsers. That is the one of the advantage with the Blazor server architecture hosting model. And it will support all the latest browsers. Sorry, it will support all the browsers, all the old browsers, latest browsers. It will support all the browsers. And one more advantage is not only a small sandbox, it's a big sandbox. And disadvantages: if server is down or some signal or connection is failed, uh, application won't work, client application won't work. So it is not suitable for offline workloads. uh, but first request is quite fast. After that, there is a latency, because if a server is located uh, far away, and we are connected to the Blazor app, which is hosted in Blazor server hosting model, and it will take there is a latency because the server is not near to the client, and server is maintain the state. So this is the overhead on the server. Suppose number of users are increased, number of application users are increased, so it is server needs to maintain the session state for our session state and all the uh, uh, not only session state, even a DOM state, previous state is current state of the DOM elements. It is a additional overhead on the server. So this is the one more disadvantage. But advantage is it will support all the browsers, and it is a fast development, and initial load is very small. Initial payload is very small size compared to the Blazor awesome. This is the two hosting models. Just we can switch to the okay. I think we discuss about these two things. Yeah, history. Before going to the demo, who can go to the who can walk through the history. Yeah, many people are aware who is working in the .NET. .NET started .NET born in 2000 uh, 2002. Uh, After that, there are every year some changes. And 2005 they released the .NET 2.0. Sorry, 3.5 I think. And every .NET 2003 to 2.0, every year there are some releases. they are improved. And 2006 they attempted, and Java jQuery found, and they attempted running applications on the browser. Running, they want by using the XAML code. The WP of application, serverless application came in 2006, but there are disadvantages with the Silverlight also. They are improved something. And in 2007 and 2008, Android phones, iPhones, HTML5 technology came. And 2010, AngularJS is AngularJS from Google. It's a single-page application technology. It's a JavaScript framework. 2011, Silverlight is also single-page application, but this is the last version. After that, there is no Silverlight, there is no updates, there is no support from the Microsoft. Silverlight is almost dead in 2011. So 2013, there is a React. It's a component. Angular is a template-based JavaScript framework. And 2013, from Facebook, there is a React. Is a component-based JavaScript framework. It will update the only delta, only particular DOM element, not for entire tree. Any change happen on particular DOM element, any event, that state will be updated, not entire DOM tree. So this is also quite fast because of it is followed the component classes, but these two are not type safety. Is a completely JavaScript, but it is not type safety. So TypeScript came. The TypeScript is from Microsoft to maintain the type to maintain the types, strongly typed. These two are completely JavaScript. Those are not strongly typed. So this is gaming technology. Unreal Engine 4 to ASMJS. Okay, in 2016 .NET Core came, and 2017, yeah, this is also a drastical change in .NET Core. Even the .NET is only supported Windows application. It is running in on Windows. It is not supported Linux, but it is supported by using the some Mono.NET framework, but it is not completely support. But a .NET Core, it's independent. It's independent of all the it's independent of independent of operating system, independent of runtime. Even we can, it's an open source. .NET is not an open source. .NET Core is an open source. We can download the .NET framework, .NET Core framework, and we can download the Visual Studio Code. That is also free editor. We can start working on the .NET Core. In 2017, WebAssembly is a set of instructions to run the server-side code on browser, not only browser, any host environment. And not only C# code, it will support the F#, other server-side languages as well. And 2017, Microsoft announced Blazor. 2019, they released the preview edition. In 2019 April, Daniel Roth he released. And 2020, Blazor Server App .NET officially edition 2020 September, they released the .NET Core 2.0. And 2000 Blazor Assembly .NET Core 2.1 I think officially they released the Blazor Assembly. And 2021 they released the Blazor long-term support. This is the history of the Blazor and the history of the .NET. I started with the .NET 2.0. Okay, we can switch to the code. Just a moment. Okay, we will create. Today morning I create some application. We will walk through this one later. we will create the application. Visual Studio. There are a couple of ways. Yeah. Yeah, the entire app will be downloaded. I will show you how to download. I will show you. This is the sample application, sample menus I created today morning. I will show you. I will walk through everything. Okay. Just okay. I will show you how to create the Blazor app. Create new app. This is a Blazor app. Next. Uh, it is asking the two. What kind of a hosting model we need to choose? I'm choosing web server. I will create the, it is a framework, .NET 5.0 to Core 3, .NET Core 3.1. Okay, I'm using anything is fine. It will work in both the framework. Doesn't matter. It is a Docker support or HTTP APIs. Earlier we walked through this one, but I'm not choosing this one. Anything. Okay, it will create. Okay, I will choose the. I will go to the Windows app. What is this? Uh, PowerShell. I will go to the. Uh, I will create the Blazor Wasm app in console cd. Uh, okay. Uh, .NET. First we can see the version. .NET 5.0. Okay, fine. I think this is not correct. It will create the WebAssembly. Sorry, Blazor Awesome app. It is created. Uh, then okay. Code. I'm going to open in a Visual Studio Editor. Okay. these are the pages created. These are the sample app. It is created. This is a template. I will show the differences. Go to the this one. This is also yeah. Yeah, we don't have any. This is like a console application startup. This is the starting page, starting class. This is Program.cs. Yeah, this is a Program.cs. Here also Program.cs, and it will create the hosting builder, and it will start the startup page. There is no in this one, in this template there is no startup page, but we can add the startup page also. It's the same thing, and there is no difference. But startup page, in the startup page, this is not related to the Blazor. It's related to the ASP.NET Core. In ASP.NET Core, we have the pipeline. We have the middlewares. We have the two main things: configuration services, configure method. We have the middlewares. We will add the middlewares. We will utilize we will configure those middlewares in this in the configuration session. And we have the what is a middleware? We will receive the request, HTTP request, and it will process something, and it will filter, or it will send this request to the next middleware. It's a pipeline. It's a it will follow the filter and pipeline for, pattern, DZ pattern. So these are the middlewares. In this, in the configuration services, suppose logging functionality or authentication, authorization, even so even with additional pages, routing. So there's, suppose any services we need, whatever services we need, we will add this one, and we will use those middlewares here. We will configure those middlewares. These are the routing middleware. This is the endpoint middleware. So here, this is the difference. This is one of the difference host. In the there is in the awesome host model, there is no host class of host. Here there is a host. This is a startup page. This is and they are setting up the signaler. This is the endpoint to set up the signaler. If you comment these two lines, it won't work. This is the main thing, and this is the main thing for the communication, signaler communication. Okay, this is a starting point. After that, what it will, okay, I will maximize. Okay, and then request will go to the app. This is one app. If you see that this is the app, uh, by reflection, assembly suppression, sorry, reflection, it is finding the app name, and in the app, if you found the route data, and it will setting the layout page. If we worked on the ASP.NET MVC, we have the layout page concept. In ASP.NET, we have the master page concept. We will discuss those concepts, those pages in the coming slide. This is the layout page, and it's exactly same thing. Here also same code is exactly same thing. What is difference? Starting in the WASM hosting model, there is no endpoint configuration for signaler. Uh, in Blazor server hosting model, we have the endpoint configuration for signaler. That is one thing. And imports. Imports is a to you, suppose any components, any namespaces we are using, better cleaning way, we are define all the namespaces to keep components cleaner. We are keeping the all the users in separate razor component, that is import razor component. It will execute before executing the particular component. It will execute. So we don't need to call it. Will So any references we are using, those namespaces we can declare here to avoid the uh, all the namespaces in different components. Anyway, it is all the components are downloaded and uh, it is going to render. Okay, going go to the page. I think there is a shared folder. In the shared folder, we have the main layout. Here also shared folder. There is a main layout. All the entire syntax, everything is same. Only difference is starting one. There is no signal or mapping in this one. But how it will communicate this WASM, we can see that. There is a other thing. Okay, coming to the main layout, there is something else. WASM hosting model is having index.html. In the index.html, there is a blazor.webassembly.js. This is the main JS file for web awesome hosting model. It will download all the frameworks, all the .NET framework, Mono awesome runtime. It will download. So it will work in asynchronous model. It will show the loading until app is downloaded. So this is the main page. It's just a HTML markup page, normal markup page with the CSS and Bootstrapper, latest Bootstrapper and CSS page. Okay, coming to the layout. So this is the main layout. Layout is nothing but the master page. We will discuss. This is also one of the component. Layout is everything is component. Layout is a different kind of a component. It is generated from the layout component base. So how we will decide which layout? We can define multiple layouts. Not only one master page. Suppose admin portal is having the different master page, normal portal is having the different master page, and sales portal is different master page. You can define the n number of layouts by inherits from the. This is just like a class. I will show you one by one. I will show you how this is like a C sharp. In the C sharp or in Java, how inheritance will work. It's like an inheritance. Uh, by using the inherits directive, we are inheriting the layout component base class. This is a class. Actually, this is the C sharp class. We are inheriting to the this component class, razor page, razor component page. Okay. The razor component page is having the both razor view and C sharp class. Okay. This is uh, main layout. What is the main layout? In the main layout, some components are there. Navigation menu. This is the nav menu, means navigation menu component. This is one component. This is not normal HTML class. This is a component. This is a razor component. So we can define. We can use component by declaring as a HTML element to render. How React will work? It's the same way. This in React also we can define the component. We can declare the component as a HTML element. It's the same thing. Body. This is the base. It will ultimately this part will change. This part based on the user action navigation. This part will be changed based on the user navigation. Particular page will be loaded. So these are all are static one. Only body. What are the body is a dynamic page. This is the dynamic content. Okay. Navigation menu. We can walk through navigation menu. Oh, yeah. If you go to the navigation menu, this is just like a HTML markup. Some div tags, some LA elements, UL elements, some and some code block. Where this is the structure. This is the HTML classes and sorry HTML markup and some kind of a combination of C sharp, server side code. This is a C sharp code. So this is the markup. This is that is the advantage with the razor component, and we can we can define the razor component in the here. So it will render this is a component. This is not the page component. There is other pages. If you see the pages, we have the pages component. Each page we have the component. If you see that, we have the page directive. We have the page directive. So this is the difference between the normal non-page component and page component. Page component, we have the page directive. This will it will maintain the routing URL. This is the routing URL for this page. So we no need to define the one page, one razor component, Blazor page component with one routing rule. We can define the multiple we can define multiple routes. We can define the multiple routes. Get counter, it will work. Get counter and getter counter, it will work. All the but this should one Blazor page component is having the multiple routes, but this routing rule is routing syntax or routing name should be unique across all the pages. Suppose other page is also same routes, then it will confuse and it won't work. But each routes is having, it will support the multiple routes. This is one of the thing, and the remaining things is just HTML, some CSS classes, and HTML some. We can discuss how to handle the events. We can discuss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, shared comp. Yeah, layout page. There is no routing. It will render anyway. Okay, I will go to the. This is the entire page. In this one, this is the navigation menu. This part is navigation menu. This part is title. Maybe this is the header. This is the navigation menu. Only body. This is the body. This will change. If you see that counter, only this part is changing. This is the header. This is navigation. It is not changing. This is so for layout page there is no URL. Only page component is having the URL. If you see that, if I am navigating to the pages, only URL is changing. If you navigate to any other thing, this is a home page. It's not changing. So only page components having the routing values or page directives. Suppose counter is having this is one component. Suppose I want to render another same counter in the page, sorry, home page. It will that is also possible. Suppose if I go to the, I think I will run this one. Just a moment. I will. Yeah. No, no, no. That part also will discuss. That is also parameters. How communication will work, I will show you. This is entirely new thing. It's not a query string. Yeah, it's a kind of a query string way, but it's a routing parameter. We'll see those things. Yeah. Suppose this is the component. I want to render these two components. Suppose this is another component. I want to render these two components in this space. That is also possible. Suppose just go to this one. This is a home page. Host is a home page. I think this is a layout page. No, this is the main page, and this is main is a layout page. Main is index razor. Okay, here suppose counter counter. Counter needs any values. All are private. Is okay. So save counter. This is and fetch data. I want to show the fetch data also. Fetch data is any no. Okay, fetch data also I want to show. Okay, I think it's okay. Both are same. Okay. Just I'm rerunning, restarting. Yeah. So it's a kind of a reusability component. Instead of rendering the this is, yeah, it means that this is the page component, but I can use the page component as a child components, non-page components. So uh, non-page components we cannot browse, we can render as a normal user control, but page component we can use as a user control as well. This is a this is one component, that is a page component we can render as a normal user control, or one more component. This is one more component. Okay, we will see how hosting mechanism will work one by one. Coming to the these are the pages. These are the setup pages. These are the shared pages. This is the layout page, and this is the imports. And coming to the Blazor hosting model is entirely same. So it is not difficult. It's even syntax also same. If you see that, it's syntax also same. Entirely syntax also same. Layout only change is starting. We no need to map. This is in this one. We have additional mapping. The startup page, we have the uh, new endpoint for signal or Blazor app, and that is not there in Wasm. So other than this one, quite same. And coming to the index, not index, host. This is starting page. If you see that this is using the Blazor server.js. Here, if you see that where www root index, it is using the Blazor.WebAssembly. That is the only difference. So, so it is quite easy to switch. It is hosting model. Initially, for small application, we can use the Blazor server hosting model. If you are frequently running, because initial load will take more time. But after that, whenever we are going to deployment, we can use the WebAssembly hosting model by changing this one. You don't need to change the any code, but there are some changes. Actually, WebAssembly is a single-threaded application. It will support the multi-threading. It won't support the multi-threading. Suppose I will show you that thing. Anyway, it's a quite confusing. If I show everything once, I will show you in a few after few slides. Okay, this is what I discussed. This is the request flow. Request will go to, if you want to debug, first class is program.cs. After that, startup.cs. Here, there is no startup.cs, but if you want, you can configure startup.cs because it is not required to configure the middleware for SignalR in this one. So one more difference, this is using the Blazor server.js. This is using blazor.webassembly.js. Other than that, after that it is loading the app. The app is having the components. The main layout component, layout component is having the body. Body is referring to the different components. Different components. That is the structure of the Blazor server app and Blazor awesome app. Okay, next page. Okay, next slide. Data binding. So how communication will work? Suppose any data, how to bind the data to the UI element, and if anything modified on the text box or something, how to uh, bind data to the uh, uh, state. States are how we are using the states. It's the same kind of a React. React also same kind of components. Component class, each component is having the properties. Here C# properties, there JavaScript properties. In Blazor we have the C# properties. In the code we have the C# properties. These properties we can bind to the component UI. In the component is nothing but a set of UI elements. So you see, UI elements having the state. So we can bind to the component. We can bind the properties with the UI element. That is called as a one-way binding. Suppose any change happened on a component level. Suppose text is changed. So that is we need to bind. We need to bind the same data to the properties. So that is a two-way binding. One-way data binding is generally used to display the data. Two-way binding to manipulate the data, to display data. This is the two-way binding. Suppose this is just for display purpose. We can discuss. There are set of properties, normal properties, parameters. We can discuss in the coming slide. Here is a just property. Here we are setting the binding binding value. If anything changed here, these values will be bind back to this property. This is the two-way binding. We will see in the demo. These are the life cycle events for the Blazor components. This is the same kind of components, so same kind of events. On parameter set, on initialized, should render, and after render. So this method will be executed every time any event happen, and this method will execute when suppose any parameter is set. So suppose data through raw data, some values we to pass to the page. So those values we need to assign, or we need to assign to the properties in the component properties. We can assign in this method. After that, initialized event will be executed. Should render. If there is no any change, this will return false. Suppose after render, there is a difference. First render and after first render. On after render. So if it is a first render, it won't refresh the entire page. If it is a first render, it will refresh the entire page. It will load the entire app. If it's a first render, if it's not first render, only delta will be refreshed. These are the asynchronous methods. This is quite useful for Blazor Awesome. Blazor Awesome hosting model, because that is using the single-threaded application. So we can use the asynchronous communication. If any asynchronous communication in business layer or data layer, we can use the asynchronous communication but we can we can use this one also. This is not a problem, but asynchronous communication we cannot use the dot result. If you use the dot result, that is the separate thread to get the it will monitor the thread and until that thread work is completed. So that is the reason we are not using the we are not using normal methods. We are using asynchronous method for asynchronous communication. Okay, I think this part just we did discuss. This is the header part. This is the normal structure of the web page. Header part, menu, and navigation part, and footer part. So each one is a component. Each division is a component. This is header component. This is a navigation component. This is the footer component. So these are the static content. Header content is static. Navigation content is static. Maybe some username also. First time we are rendering, and that is also static. So these are the static content. For initial time it will load. So this is the page component. On page we have the child component. Child component is the page component. These are the non-page components. Either page component of either page component. It's like a user control. So layout page is a we can derive the layout page by using the layout component base. So all header component, navigation component, footer component will be defined in the layout page. That layout page component should be derived from the layout component base. Okay, just now we saw that one. Go to the layout, master layout, main layout. This is generated from the layout component base. So this is the main navigation menu component and body. This is same thing. Okay, custom component. Suppose if you want to define the component in the C sharp instead of razor page, if you want to write in the C sharp class, you can derive from the component base. Even if it is a razor page, sorry, Blazor page, we need to use the at the rate in inherits component base. If it is a C sharp class, you can inherit the component base class. It's the same thing. Inheritance will work at the rate inherit to direct. Yeah, why we need the code block in the Blazor component to maintain the UI logic. Suppose UI events, UI logic, UI actions, event callbacks, and state to define the state, and to define the route param. We can discuss and to define the lifecycle events, custom events. So we need the code block. If you see that, this is the maybe I will navigate to the stop it. I will go to the not search product. We need this. We have we uh, we need the we need to maintain the state of the component. So this is the state. This is state. This page is using the products. So I define the property, normal property, private property. So this is entire thing is one class. Such product is one class. So whenever we build it, .NET runtime will generate the CS class. It will generate the C sharp class. So this entire thing is one class. We can use the same property. If it is a public, suppose this is a normal property. If you want to access this property outside the suppose there is other component. This is the non-page component. In this component, I want to define the one public property. This should be accessed from the other component. So otherwise it won't be sorry, other class. So I need to define the public class. Otherwise it is not accessible. Either protected or public, it will be accessible. Protected means I need to inherit, otherwise it won't work. So public only it should work, or internal it will work. Public, so parameter, why I define the parameter? If suppose just go to the other page, yeah, I can declare as this one parameter. I can declare the search bar component, and I can use the uh, property as a parameter. That is the reason we need to decorate it with a parameter attribute. This is the normal parameter. So this is the normal parameter. We can bind it. This is the uh, this is a parameter. This is the parameter. If this is non-parameter, this is just property. Normal properties. This is the parameter. Suppose routing property. Suppose go to the search product. Search product. We have the routing page. This is a product. Maybe product. Yeah, this is the routing property. This is the route data. We have the route data. Route data. This is the routing uh, uh, pattern. We have the route data. So whenever we are calling, we need to pass this data, route data. So if you define some ID, that should be that should be a, where is that? And this is the way we need to pass the data through the routing components. But I didn't show you how to run how this hosting model, uh, web server hosting model will work, how to debug the uh, C# code in a web server, Blazor web server hosting model. I'm running this app. I'm closing it. Yeah, I already closed. I'm running this app. Okay. Uh, then I will open the developer tools network. Yeah. If you see that there is a one activity. This is okay. Go to the file sources. There is a JavaScript framework, Blazor server.js. It is calling all the messages. This is the WebSocket messages network. This is WebSocket message. This is a using the signal or communication. This is WebSocket messages. And suppose you click on this one. There is no refresh. But if you see the messages, okay, I will clean this one. Each action, yeah, this is one, count is one. So each action binary communication will happen between client and server through WebSocket messages. So yeah, we can debug server-side code, but asynchronously by using the signaler technology, message communication will happen between the client and server. Here, client is dumb, client is nothing. Suppose if I run WebAssembly, suppose I want to run this one. Suppose terminal, I will use the terminal, new terminal. Got it. Oh, it will take some time. It is building. It will take some. Yeah. It is. This is the protocol. This is HTTP, and there is HTTPS. I'm using HTTP. Open the. Okay. Now I will go to the browser. Loading web page. Yeah. See, initial time is more, but I will show you. Go to the F12. Inspect sources. Okay, here I'm not seeing anything. Go to the console. If you see that 8 MB data, actually before .NET Core 3.1 it's a 6 MB. Now .NET 5 it's a 8, almost 8 point, almost near to 9 MB data. What is 9 MB data? If you see that these earlier we don't have the DLLs server DLL download on the server side. Sorry, browser. In browser we have only JavaScript files. JavaScript, HTML, CSS. But if you see that DLL, this is our application DLL. Blazor some app. This is the DLL. These are all DLLs. These are the DLLs. What is the additional? If you see that these are the .NET runtime .NET standard framework DLL. These are framework DLLs. Even we are not utilizing, but if .NET framework is downloaded, this is application DLL, this is a framework DLL, and there is other DLLs. This is WASM, .NET WASM. This is the WebAssembly. And this is, if you see that Microsoft Core Lib DLL, these are the .NET standard. This is a .NET standard, and the .NET framework, .NET runtime DLL downloaded on the server, on the browser. It is so every first request it will take more time because it's more than 8 MB. But where is our CS files, C sharp files? It is downloaded. Where is C sharp files? Okay, I will go to the I will open the Google developer tools. Okay, I will open it is giving Chrome. Okay. Uh, okay, now I open the developer tools. Yeah, if you see that earlier we saw that only these two, these are the files. If you see that there is some other files, pages, these are the downloaded. If you see that this is the code, this is a code for this component. This is a C sharp code. Exactly same page. The entire page is downloaded. This is a fetch data component. Program.cs, even normal C sharp, even this is not a Razor component. This is a normal CS. Entire C sharp, entire application is downloaded on the browser client side. Even we can debug it. Suppose if you want debug, suppose, okay, suppose go to this one, go to the counter. Zero, 1. So we can debug the C sharp code on browser. That is one of the advantage. And initial load is it will take more time, but after that is there is no communication to the server unless there is a data required from the server. This is the one of the advantage. See that is awesome. We are debugging the C sharp. We are no need to use the JavaScript, of course, but still we can connect to the JavaScript, but we can directly interact with the browser. Okay. Yeah, that is also another point. Actually, how single page application will work? Single page application, entire app will be downloaded. After that, there is, if anything data is required from the database, there is asynchronous call, JSN. Even this whatever data we are seeing on the screen, they can see that, right? Even account name, username, all the information, whatever display on the screen, they can see that. Even no need to go through the developer tools and get the data. They can view the data on the browser. But that is a reason. Suppose if you want to use we need to this is the UI. And we need to share the some assemblies, and we can define the web API. All the business logic, all the business UI in the UI code is having the just to maintain the state and some events. We are writing the C sharp code. No need to write the our business logic. Business logic should be in the business layer, that is after web API. So any data we require from the server, client app or a Blazor app, UI app, UI layer will call the web API by using the HTTP client. So only JSON communication will happen. It will return the JSON. It will pass the some input. We need this data, so it will return back the JSON. So even if they see, even browsers see the data, this data anyway, this data, this code is related to the this whatever they are seeing here. So nothing is confidential. Whatever we are showing, nothing is confidential. But whenever we are writing, we should not write any secured information or business logic information. Your logic anyway. Your logic that should be in the shared library. Sorry, UI validation in the shared library, or validation, fluent validation, we can use that. But business logic we should not allow to write here for security reason. Even if you write it, it will be rendered, but that is not related to the UI code. If it is anything related to UI, that is fine, just to maintain the state or to maintain the data, to bind the data. These are the properties, some functions to bind the data and maintain the state. That's it. Hello, Sachin. Is it? Did you get? Okay. Okay. This is the one thing. This is the main thing. Okay. Then we will switch to the presentation. Okay. We already saw that these components. Can you please put on mute? Okay. And now components overview. This is the way. Suppose component base. Not always components should. Okay. Before going to this one, I will show you one more thing. Okay, we debug this application. This is sample application. We debug this application. No. Okay, I will stop it. I will show. Earlier we have the DLLs. Now how it is compiled, I want to show. Yeah. If you see bin debug obj debug .NET 5.0. Okay, razor pages. Actually, our pages are host.c. Sorry, where is razor? Main layout.razor. This is a component. This is a razor component. The razor component. Suppose if you want to add the razor component, add. Suppose this is a razor component. It is having the extension with .razor, but this internally it will generate the CS class app razor. If you see that app razor is a razor component, but it generates the. This is the intermediate language with instruction. This is the to understand the WASM technology, the WebAssembly technology. This is the generated C# generated file for razor component. If you earlier, I think ASP.MVC, we are using the CSS that is a razor view CSS the razor Blazor page. Sorry, razor page is also CS HTML, but this is the Blazor component. Blazor component ends with an extension .razor. But these are the class files. Ultimately, it will generate the CS file, class file. So, coming to the, suppose if you don't want to maintain the state in the razor component. If you are quite familiar with C#, you can define the C# class and you can generate. You can declare the partial class. And suppose this is the counter, you can declare the partial counter class. and you can inherit from the component base. So it's the same. Ultimately both are same. Both are using the both will be one class. It is the counter component. Okay, then yeah, this is the component base. And suppose if you want to inherit one component into another component. So one component is defined in the C# class. Suppose if you want to inherit, this counter class doesn't have these values, but this is if you are inherit, this is a normal C# inheritance. Okay, so if you start inheriting, so these values will be available in this class. This is the parent class. This is the child class. Ultimately, this if you in the object oriented programming, this is parent class. This is a child class, but this is a parent component which inherits from the child component. Okay, this is the communication. Yeah, now we are going to discuss about the how communication happen within the component and how communication happen between the components. Within the components, we have the properties. We have the properties. We have the normal properties, C# properties. So to maintain the state, so that is enough to bind the data. To bind the one-way binding, two-way binding, that is enough. We can declare the private properties. We can bind it. And parameters. If you want to, suppose we have the two components. To want to communicate data from one component to other component, we need the parameters. That parameter should be public, and we need to decorate with the parameter attribute. I will show you. I think I saw. I showed that one. Index. This is counter. This is just component. This is one component, index component. Index component is calling another component, counter. If you want to now ID is not available. Okay, now I will go to the counter. Suppose I will make it no, yeah, I will make it public. So it is still not available. Yes. Okay. That is the reason it is not showing the utility. It is this component is not built yet. Parameter is not valid to declare. It is valid property text declaration. Okay, now we can run this one. We are passing 10. So it will start with the 10. So ultimately, if you want to pass the parameter from one component to other component, we need to declare the public property. We need to decorate it with the parameter. Then only it is available. Then only we can pass the value. See, it is 10. Initial value is 10 because we are passing value. But if you go to that counter, 0. So if you put, because we are calling this counter component, and we are passing the initial value, setting the proper data while calling the counter component. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, coming to the slide. Okay, this is the normal properties, parameters, and all the parameters used to maintain the state, not for events, actions, to maintain the state in the component or within the between the components. Routing parameters, normal properties to maintain the state within the component, parameters to pass the data from other non-page component, and routing parameters. Suppose while routing to the page, we need to pass the data. So we need some data. So that value we need to pass it through routing parameters. Routing parameters, I will show you. Maybe I will go to my sample application. C#. Suppose, awesome. See, if you see that I'm passing the ID value. Based on ID value I'm displaying. So we are not seeing, but we need to pass this value. So how we are passing? So this product code is used in search product. This is I think product item. In the product item, search product is used. In the search, yeah. Here, this is one way of calling the other component, and I'm passing the one parameter to the product object as a parameter to this component, from this component search product. Suppose after that, in this product item, from this product item, in this product item, we are calling the another component, navigation component. Navigation component is a component for hyperlink, but sorry, for under the navigation link. I will discuss about the navigation manager and navigation link in the coming slide. So so this is, whenever we click on this one, it is navigate other page. So some page event. So this dynamic data, how we are passing, this is the segment, route data segment. This is the page name, and if you go to the product card, this is the route data. Product is a route name, and this is the routing parameter. But actually, if you want to define the constraint, you can define the constraints. Sorry, constraints. Suppose this ID values should be in a integer. We can define the integer. It should be date. We should define the date. If it should be a enum, we can define. But there is a constraint. There are some limitations. It won't support the strings. Obviously, string is taking all the values. So that is a valid scenario. So this is a way to pass the values for the page component. Normal non-page component, this is the way to pass the values. So this is one thing, and this is coming to the slide. This is the parameters, routing parameters, and cascading parameters. Cascading parameters, I think I will show you. Suppose we have the different components. This is one component. This component is calling this component. This component is calling this third component. Third component is calling this one. So we have the tree, component tree. Suppose we have the product ID. If you pass the product ID, this is the cascade value all the child values, no need to pass the values explicitly. Suppose this is very useful. Suppose one value we changed at parent level, all the data in the child component level, it will be changed because of this this value change. So we need to get modified other components as well. So this is very useful. No need to call each component one by one. So this is a very good feature to pass the value. Suppose a multi-level, multi-hierarchical data object is there. If you are binding with the hierarchical grade, this is very useful. So if you change the one component at the parent level, all the child components will be refreshed. We can see this one also in the. I create the one sample. This cascading. See, cascading. Yeah, this is the cascading parameter. Yeah, this is normal properties, normal variables, normal private variables in this class, in this component. What we are, I'm defining the one cascading value. This is the cascading value, and this is the first option. This is second option, and this is the value. I'm binding value. This is the cascading value name, and this is the value. So this value I'm binding with this normal variable. So go to the this component, first level component. First level component. If you see that there there is no just the bind the values, and but they define the cascade parameter. This is the cascade parameter, and this is the cascade value. So we are passing the values to the cascade parameters. So these values will be, whenever this value is changed, these values will be modified. So I am running this application. I want to show you how. Yeah, coming to the cascading. Yeah, suppose if you, I will, yeah, this is the value. Uh, this is one component. This is the parent component. This is the child component of this component. This is the child component of first level component. So if I change this one without any refresh, all the child values are changed because this is the cascade parameter. Cascade value passed from the top level, and cascade parameters are modified or refreshed without any we didn't change anything. Suppose this, but from child to top level we need to explicitly change, but top level component to child level we can use the cascading value. Yeah, for demo purpose it is not that much useful, but if it is using the hierarchical grids or hierarchical data. Suppose if you changing the borrower information, or maybe application is having the some child levels, maybe list what are the borrowers for that application, what are the schools. We can see all the child data. If you pass the one value, one ID, if ID is changed, we can see the different value. So if you select the particular ID, corresponding child data will be refreshed. So that is very useful. Of course, we need to write some code. ID is changed. So if its ID is changed, we need to get the data, particular data, and we need to bind it. This is one thing. Cascading value. That is also one of the good feature. And yeah, the communication. How communication will work between the two components. Suppose any actions. Now these are the states. If we saw that these are the states, how to maintain the state within the component, between the components, and calling the components through pace. These are the list of parameters to maintain the state, to maintain the data, to pass the data to the component. So now for actions, one action click event happened, or some event happened in the child component, but we need to notify the sorry. Yeah, we need to notify the parent component. This is the event. You can update the data in the parent component, and this is the event data. So how do you achieve that that type of communication between the communication between the two components based on the action, not for the data. So yeah, of course, data also we can pass through event data. Uh, in this case, we have the events. Any events, we need to write the C# code. We need to call the C# code. We can debug it, and or we can execute that C# code. And event callback is a delegate. It's a kind of a delegate, but it's not a normal delegate. If you use the normal delegate, we need to we need to refresh the state. But if you use the event callback, we no need to refresh the state. It will bind the event, and it will refresh the state of the UI component automatically. I will show you that one also, demo. uh, uh, Events. Oh, Solution Explorer, a search bar. This is the, okay, I will close everything instead of confusing. Close all tabs. Search bar. Search. uh, Search product. This is the parent component. This is the parent component. In the parent component, we have the child component, search bar. In this component, we have the one property. As if you're seeing that this is a property, but we don't know this is a property or event. This is this is the component property. If you see that this is the event callback, but there is one more button. Okay, go to the search bar. This is the in this is the one more component, Blazor component. In this Blazor component, we have the button, normal HTML button. In this button, we have the on click event. This is the Blazor event. There is other way to bind the events also, bind the value and bind the events also. At the rate bind. mm, yeah, we can bind the event also like this. This is also another way. Uh, yeah, this is we can bind the event. If you write at the rate, we can see all the Blazor events. These are the events from the component base. If you see that all the component, okay, on click, on event, on placing, all the UI element events are there. This is the event handler. Okay, if you write, it's a normal function, normal private function. We are handling, we are binding this function with this event. So if I am putting the breakpoint here, so this is just function. So this is the within the this is the binding the action event, binding the UI element action with the event. This is the within the component. But suppose some action happened in this component, we need to notify the parent. How to call notify? We can see that. Before that, we can run this one. I will show you. It is loading. It's downloading. Okay. Uh, Products. This is the one. I put the breakpoint. Uh, yeah. suppose light. Okay, so actually this is not a server code. If you see that if you debug the JavaScript, how JavaScript code is downloaded on the browser, this is not this is attached. This see, it is attached the JavaScript debugger, or how JavaScript we debug on the Visual Studio. It's the same way we are debugging C#. If you see that all the Razor components, Razor classes are also downloaded. These are the browser on the browser side. These are the components downloaded. So we are debugging search bar. We are debugging this class search bar. This is the class. We are debugging this one. I think, of course, currently I'm building application. I'm deploying application in my local machine. That's the reason it is locating this location. Otherwise, it is not refer my local location. This is not on local. Okay, okay, some temporary location will download and it will refer that location. Okay, this is the way to bind the events on actions. I will just continue. Yeah. Okay, some action happened. Okay, suppose there is a one more event handler. Go to the search bar. Go to search bar. The event handler, we have the event callback. This is the delegate. Actually, this is the delegate uh, to uh, to to pass the, to call back the event. Suppose any event happened, we need to call this event asynchronously. Actually, this is the event. We are This is the event callback. This is not the event. This is a delegate. This is not the function. This is the function. This is delegate. So we are calling this delegate invoke asynchronously, and we are passing this parameter. So this is the parent component. The parent component search product. We have the search bar on search. We are oh, on search. This is the event. Where is that? I think my terminal open. Okay. This is a search on search. This is the we are passing the we are exposing the one parameter. This is the parameter to assign the value. This is a parameter, but this is the delegate. This is not the data. This is not for the data. This is a delegate event callback. So if you see that event callback, handle search. So handle search is a function. So handle search. This is the function filter. So we will so this filter, how this handle search will call. We are calling this function. So whenever click event happen, on the whenever click event happen, we are passing this data to the we are passing this data to the parent control. We are parent control callback function. This is the callback function. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, this is the one. Callback function. I will debug this one. Anyway, we debug this. Go to the event. We'll debug everything. Debug everything. Okay. Maybe I will enable all the on parameter set. Also, I will enable just for our understanding life cycle how it will flow. On initialized anyway there. Should I'm enabling everything. Okay. I'm putting the breakpoint F9 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 on parameter set. Okay. Generally on parameter set will execute first. Okay. I'm running application. Okay. Sorry. Uh, Products. something happened. Okay, attach a file, event file. Okay, on initialized. On okay, there is no on parameter set. Okay, on initialize after is called. Okay, it's called some JavaScript. Okay, after render, it is rendering first render. This is first time rendering, so it will render the entire thing, and it won't render the only, it won't refresh the delta. Okay, F5 on parameter set should render again. This is the second time, not for first time. This is second time. The first render false. So F5. Okay, now I'm entering the some value light. Yeah, search. Actually, this event fired first search bar one event fired. This actually this event fired button click event fired, and we are calling the callback function. This is the delegate. We are calling callback function. Oh, this event, this data is changed and the event happened. Okay, we need to inform. We need to communicate to the parent. This is the data. Callback function we need to execute. We are calling callback function, and we are passing the this, criteria, search criteria. So this is the criteria. See, we are receiving the right, and we are connect to the database and filtering the data, or we are connecting the JSON or any storage, and we are executing. F maybe after earlier we have the products. Uh, it is showing many things. Actually, these are the. It is made in the. It is made in the different thing. It is not only maintaining the product data model. Okay, so this is the way to communicate between the two components. Uh, Same code. Navigation. Suppose I think we already discussed this point, navigation, and suppose URLs. How to generate the URLs based on the routing patterns. How to find the routes. So there is a navigation manager. I think, yeah. There are two ways. We can use the, suppose in HTML we can use the navigation link, or if you are in the code we can define the one function by using the navigation by using the navigation manager class uh, to generate the URL to navigate to the other page. That is also possible. I will show you that one also. I think uh, this one we already discussed. This one view product card. Yeah. If you see that navigation this is no, this is a different thing. On click, okay, product card, item, product item. I'm using the navigation link, and I'm specifying the this is the component name. This is the component route name. So this is the route parameters. This is the way for navigation link. Or we can, if you know the if you in the C# also we can use the navigation. This is the inject. This is the dependency. We can discuss how to inject the dependent, how to maintain the dependencies. This is in the navigation manager class. we get the instance. In the instance, by using the this navigation manager instance, we are navigate to the this class. Just we are specifying the uh, page route name, so it will route to the particular class. If you want to pass to the values, you can pass the values, or you can pass sorry, you can pass the route values. Suppose ID, we need to pass the value. See, actually this products component is a page component without any parameters. So I am calling this one. Both are same. Uh, uh, Suppose I'm using this one. There is a link. Ultimately, it will generate the route. Suppose inspect. Uh, yeah, this is the server side code. It is not showing in the HTML markup, but if you debug, it's a C sharp code. That is the reason it is not showing here. If you if you go to the I think I need to enable the developer tools. In the developer tools, we can see the code, C sharp code. So this is the navigation. We can navigate to particular page by using the navigation manager instance. This is one thing. And next, dependency injection. How to inject the dependencies? Yeah, I think most of the people are having the dependencies, but maintain the dependencies through the constructor or property injection, constructor injection, or function injection. So we can inject them. So the dependencies means so depending classes we no need to create. We can avoid the creation of the dependency class instances uh, to maintain the loosely coupled to maintain the loosely coupled. So we need the container, dependency injection container, to maintain all the objects. So instead of calling us, they will call us. So instead of calling them, they will call us. So whenever we need, we just call them. We need this instance, they will give. So .NET Core, this feature, the actually dependency injection container is a feature of .NET Core. In the .NET Core, we can define the service. We can get the we can define the service. Oh, we need the uh, uh, singleton instance or transit instance, scoped instance. Scoped instance means it will maintain the same instance within the scope. Transient instance means whenever we call, it will generate the new instance. Singleton means entire application is a one instance. It's a static, so it will maintain the state. So this is not a feature of Blazor. This is a feature of .NET Core. But how to inject that, how to leverage that feature in the Blazor app, in the Blazor component, how to inject the component, how to inject the dependency objects. This is the .NET Core feature. .NET Core, we have the services. In the hosting builder is having the services. In the services, we have the singleton function to declare to register the instances on .NET Core dependency injection container. If here we are not creating any instances, we are declaring, oh, this whenever we call, this is the instance. So this is a singleton, this is a transient, this is a scoped instance. Hello, any question? Yeah, this is a startup.cs file, and or not only startup.cs file, either a program.cs file also we can declare. I will show you. In the startup.cs file, we have the two kind of functions: configure services. In the configure service, we can define the services. In the configure, we are define the we are configuring the middlewares. So in the configure services, we are defining the configure services. Yes, in the startup class. Yeah, but this is the feature to inject the by using the @inject directive to inject the dependency objects in the razor components. So it will help to inject the dependencies in the razor component in the backend class. Uh, Suppose it's a razor component, we can use the @inject. If it is a razor component CS class, we can use the inject attribute at the square bracket inject. This is the way. This is the syntax. Okay, we will switch to the code. Uh, Suppose if it's a WebAssembly, there is no startup class. Yeah, if you want, you can attach the startup class also, but it's not required. We are not defining any middlewares. Uh, this is the WebAssembly host builder. In the WebAssembly host builder, we have the services class. We are defining the services. And it's exactly same. Even if you go to the startup class, the startup class also, we have the configure, we have the services. How services will method will call the it's a same set of services collection. If you see there, this is a service collection. Builder is having the service collection. We are adding the services to the builder services. So it will internally maintain the one dependency IOC dependency injection IOC container. This is a registration. This is the types registration. Then whenever we call inject method, we need our get instance. It will give the instance from the container .NET Core container. So here I'm injected. Sorry, here I registered three three instances. One is scoped instance. This is a transient, means every time it will give the new instance. Scoped means for enter scope is only one instance. It will maintain internally. It will maintain the life cycle of the instance. This is one thing. And go to the search product. This is a way to inject. Suppose view product. No need to declare the object. Suppose view product. Actually, I'm calling view product. I'm not calling the view. Go to the startup. I think procurement says I'm not using the. I'm not using anywhere product repository. But search product or view product internally refer the repository. So if you go to the this class, uh, this is not implementation. Go to the implementation. In the search, this is a class. In this search product class, we have the dependency. We are using this dependency, but this dependency is already having another dependency. So first we need to define this one. That is the reason I defined product repository async class. So first we need to maintain the order. Otherwise, while creating this instance, it is not able to find this one. So this, suppose if we didn't define this one, it will fail. If I didn't register this class, it will fail. It will get failed. Okay, this is the one coming. Maybe if I want, I will debug. I think I will show. No, not this one. Search product. Product card. Okay, I will debug product card F10. Uh, in this one, I am not using any new keyword. Go to the uh, oh, already it. Okay. 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 Now I'm going to click on the fetch particular product. If you see that this is it is internally maintain the hierarchy. So product is doing the product repository. Product repository is using the HTTP client. So it is inject. So I am asking this object. This is inject. So I need to please provide this object. This object is asking. This instance is asking. Repository instance is asking. Sorry, product instance is asking product repository. So it will inject product repository from the container. Product repository asking HTTP client. So go to the programs. We have the HTTP client. This is another object. So no need to create the new. No need to define. No need to define the all the objects on the Blazor pages. Any Blazor pages, we can inject the objects from the .NET Core container, IOC container. Uh, this is one of the feature. Yeah, JS. This is the last one. JS. No, this is the last but one. There is one more feature, but I don't know. I didn't prepare the slide. Okay, JS interoperability. How to call the JavaScript from the Blazor. Actually, still now we see the how to debug the C# code from the Blazor app. We didn't see how to call the JavaScript function. There is a one more object, JavaScript runtime, JS runtime object. By using JavaScript runtime, we can asynchronously invoke the JavaScript function. See, this is the way invoke the JavaScript function. This is the JavaScript instance, class instance. This is the function, and this is the return type. So it will return the value, and this is a of course this is JavaScript function class, JavaScript file reference, and if you see that this is the class, this is a class, and this is a function. We will see that uh, interoperability. Yeah, file JavaScript interoperability. Oh, I think okay. Forget about this one. This is another one. I will see that one also. I'm calling the JavaScript from this one. I'm going to C# code. I will close all the pages. JavaScript interoperability. You click on this one. Suppose I put all the breakpoint. I will put breakpoints. Uh, after render. No, I think this is not required. See, I already I don't want F5. This is no, I don't want. I think you can see that this one, this one, this one. Okay, ultimately this one. Okay, there is a one button. There is a normal click event, Blazor click event, uh, event handler, call.js, call.js. This is the call.js. So this is the asynchronous function. So why it is synchronous function? This is a asynchronous call. So from where so this is the class, this is the instance, and this object, this is the function. Go to the somewhere I referred the JS file. Go to the www.webroot scripts JS function. No, in index.html. In the index.html, I think it is not working. This one, I comment. This is the one. JS from Blazor. JS from Blazor. So we are calling JavaScript function. This is a reply to Blazor. So go to the index.html. So go to the result page. If I'm calling this one, I'm referring the JavaScript file and I'm calling the JavaScript function from the .NET. Go to the browser, click on call JS from. Yeah, then it is heated. After I will put the breakpoint from there also. I want to debug JavaScript code also. Just a moment. Yeah, yeah. So I'm debugging C# to JavaScript. So this is another technology. So this is another that is another language. This is another language. So I'm debugging from C# to JavaScript. So this is a JavaScript function. So okay. So I'm getting the value from the JavaScript function. I'm assigning to the property or a variable to bind the data to the some span F5. Go to the this one. Hello Blazor, you made a debugging C#1 browser with awesome. Sorry, with awesome. Okay, this is the way to. This is a very simple one, but why? So we are not losing. Actually, main interesting thing is we have the shared libraries. Last 10 years, there is NPM is quite popular. Yeah, NPM packages are quite popular. Lot of functionality, lot of reusable components are there in NPM. Still, Blazor can use the. We are not losing existing NPM package logic or NPM features. Whatever shared libraries, we can use it in Blazor components. So we can just refer the Blazor npm JavaScript function, JavaScript file, and we can call the JavaScript function. That is still possible. So we are not losing anything. We are not losing a NuGet package. NuGet package shared code, server side code. We are not losing client side npm package shared code. So still we can use that one. That is the main advantage. And suppose we have the existing function, existing JavaScript function. There is another function index. We have another function Blazor from JS. So we will call the Blazor from JS. Instead of calling instead of calling JavaScript from Blazor, we can call Blazor from JS. Blazor function from JS. So go to the Blazor from JS. This is a class. This is one instance. We are defining the one. This is a one class. So this is class and this is a function. This is a function. Start random generator. This is a function, and this is the reference. This is input parameter, just input parameter of any .NET. Sorry, JavaScript is not a type safety. It's any type, and we are invoke method asynchronously. So this exactly same thing. This one we are calling invoke method asynchronously. This is a Java. This is asynchronous. Go to the Razor. We are calling this. We are giving the one reference to the JavaScript function, and we are calling the .NET function. Yeah, text is this is the .NET function. We are calling the C# function asynchronously, and this is the parameter. We are passing JavaScript parameter to the .NET class. Go to the yeah, this one. Just we are decorating this class. This is the variable add text to study. This is executing every 2 minutes, I think, milliseconds. No, every 1 minute it is executing this function, randomly generating the value. That is just logic, just some logic. That doesn't matter. Main thing is this one. We are giving the reference. How we are giving the .NET, we are calling this one. Okay, how we are giving the .NET reference? We are passing whenever we are calling the invoke void as a, we are passing the reference, .NET reference, .NET object reference, create this. This is the class, the current class. We are giving the .NET reference to the JavaScript library. In invoke void as a JavaScript runtime instance, we have a .NET object. We are giving this object, and we are JavaScript, from JavaScript we are calling this this is the decorated JavaScript invocable. So everything is from the JavaScript runtime class. Okay, this is add text. I will put the breakpoint here also. Oh, next time it will execute. Okay. F11. Oh, I think this is F. Okay, another one. Every 1 minute, every 1 minute it will executed. It will be executed. So next one. So I'm debug quite easily C# and C# code and JavaScript function simultaneously. So JavaScript, from JavaScript we can call the .NET code. This is the .NET code. This is the .NET code. So and if I so some we are changing the, and one more good thing. This is also main thing. We are updating the one property, some list of strings. List of strings are binding with the for each loop, and we are, so that is the reason we are one list is increasing. So that is fine, but this property is modified, so that is the reason this component is getting updated. But if I actually there is no event, the state is not changed, just we are calling asynchronously. There is no action. Actually there is no user action. If UI action is happened, render function will be executed. Sorry, on after render function will be executed, but there is no action. There is no action on UI element. So we are calling asynchronously. We need to refresh. We are updating the property, but it won't refresh because there is no event. So but this state is updated, so we need to refresh. So we are telling that as explicitly state has changed. We are notifying component state has changed, then then only after render will on after render will be executed. Otherwise it won't executed. Data will state will not be refreshed. This is also very important function. State has been changed. Otherwise I will stop and I will show you just a moment. This is, yes. Okay, go to the JavaScript. So it is executed, fine. We called a JavaScript function. From JavaScript function we are calling the .NET function, fine. Executing, fine. But problem is data is also updated. Test history is keep on adding, fine. But just a moment, I want to show the every 1 minute is executing, fine. This is also fine. But UI data is UI elements are not, UI state is not updated because this is not the UI event, UI action. So whenever UI action is happened, state will be automatically updated. On action on after render will be executed. But in this case, on after render will be not executed because there is no state change. We are explicitly updating the properties, but we need to tell them component, oh, state has been changed. Don't component state has changed. So it will call the explicitly call the on after render event. suppose I'm saving this one, refresh, then it will execute. Then it will refresh the data, refresh the DOM elements. See, whenever events happen, UI elements are getting updated because of this one. Where is state change? We are notifying the component state has been changed. Refresh the DOM elements. This is the one thing. They yeah, some demos to make our hands dirty. I think we already I already gone through the demos, and I think one more slide I didn't add it, but there's one more thing I want to show you. Uh, Demos I already parallelly I showed the demos. One more thing I want to show, there is there is a validation, form edit form and validation. So how to validate the in ASP.NET MVC we have the data annotations, data validation summary. See, we can use the same kind of data annotation. Uh, e- where is that? Edit product. Just I define the view model. This is the view model. Just a class. I define the data annotation required. Uh, yeah, data annotation. In this data annotation, uh, I'm declaring the some attributes, required attributes, string length attribute. It will do the validation, and it will call the JavaScript on client side. It will validate the whenever we submit, it will validate. We can use this. We can leverage the same kind of data annotations on client side. Where is edit form? This is edit form. I'm just I'm specifying the product model, and this is just I'm defining. I can inject, but I define this one. Just I'm submitting. Suppose I can show you this one here, data annotation validator. If I didn't specify this one, it won't do the any validation. And there is one more component. Uh, uh, as a component, this is a validation summary. It will do the suppose any on submit, if any validation fail, it will show the validation summary. Okay, we will go to this one. We will go to this demo. Actually, this is not fluent. This is use the accept oriented programming attribute uh, decoration. We can use the fluent AP, fluent validation as well. There is a component we can do that one. I will give the demo on that one also. Go to the add product. Okay, without anything, just add. So it do the validation. Do just validation. Suppose leave. Okay, title field is required now. Title is too long. So some it is doing some validation. But this validation happened by using data annotation. So, but data annotation is always not a good approach. It's using the reflection by using the aspect-oriented programming. This is aspect-oriented programming (AOP). Okay, I can uh, add the one assembly. Add NuGet package, manage NuGet package. Otherwise, I can have the Ishan, yeah, CD. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Blazor fluent fluent validation. It is downloading the package, NuGet package, and it is loading the NuGet package. Okay, then what I'm going to do, go to the our model, view model. I can comment this one instead of attribute based data annotations. I'm commenting all the database this one. Okay, so now go to the page. There is a I'm commenting this one also. Blazor, yeah, this is the one. Create validation, but I don't want to make it dirty. To keep cleaner code, and go to the imports. Where is imports? Yeah, this is the one. Go to the music. Now fluent validator. Yeah, just add this. No, not all the specific projects. Actually, this is, yeah, this is import is a global level. But suppose if you want to use the area level also, we can maintain. Suppose in these pages, so if you have different areas, suppose different areas, you can use the other import file. You can declare the other import file. It will refer the import dot razor file first level. If it's not happened, it will refer the global level. That is a way. That is a way we can define the layout page. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just I changed the fluent validation. Then it seems good. Everything is good. I need to add some code. Uh, then go to the product view model. I can create the one class public public class product view model validator. validator. I can generate from abstract. Yeah, it's a custom validator. Yeah, yeah, abstract validator. Product view model. Yeah, some references are missing using fluid validation. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And this is required. Right. I'm commenting every attribute based. This is fine. Now this is the fluid one. Uh, I can define the constructor. In the constructor, I will define the rule for title. Yeah, maker. Uh, dot empty. title. Okay, this is not empty. Maybe this is string length. Length. So max length is fine for us. I think max length. Maximum 50. Maybe maker length. Maybe minimum length 5 and maximum length. Title also we can use the same thing. Title of 15. Yeah, fine. Just I added some rules, validation rules instead of data annotation. It will be okay. Build the file. You didn't see in the output. We didn't see any difference because we added instead of data annotation, we added the fluent validation. Uh, okay, go to the add product without anything. Add. Yeah, these are not our error messages. Earlier we specified should not be empty, should not be empty or something. Different text. This is different text. Okay. Yeah. See, 5 minimum 5. You entered 3 characters. This is different text. We didn't define any text. Okay. So this is so main feature is we can leverage the existing NuGet packages. NuGet packages. Easily we can exist. No need to depends upon the client side package, no npm package. Of course, existing npm package also we can leverage. That is the advantage with JavaScript interoperability. That's it. And this is the one thing. I'm stopping the this one. And there is, do you have any questions? Hello, Sachin. Or yeah, you can ask. No, no, no. Actually, it's a single page, right? Single page application. It's a single page application. We are routing from one page to other page within the same page. Within the same there is no server interaction. We just maintain the state. Every component has a state. The component state is maintained with the parameters, either variables, dotted variables, or dotted variables, or parameters or routing parameters. If you are calling from the child parameter, suppose such product, such we are passing the this is the parameter. Suppose we are calling from the product code. This is the routing parameter. Routing, we need to specify the route. This is a routing parameter. Suppose this is routing parameter, that is if you want to pass the parameter element, sorry, component element, we need to define the we need to use the parameters. That parameter should be decorated with the parameter. This is the one. And there is no it's not required. Actually, no need to maintain the view state. We need to maintain the delta. Ultimately, Suppose this is the where is that? Just this is my diagram. Yeah. Suppose we this is the header, this is navigation, this is a photo component, this is a page component. This page will be changed based on our navigation, but there is no interaction with the server. There is no, until unless we need the data from the server. That is a asynchronous operation. How React or JS, React or Angular will work asynchronously. This is the same thing. There is no refresh. Entire page, there is no refresh. It should not be refresh entire page. And one more thing, so each component is having its own key state. So this state can be maintained with the different parameters, either dotted variables or parameters or routing parameters or cascading parameters. Each one is having their own significance. Uh, yeah, session. Yeah, still we can manage session because web server, Blazor web server, we have the session, but client side is only user session. There is no even why we need the session. We need to maintain the state different from the other users. That is the reason session is required. But Blazor WASM, WebAssembly hosting model, it's not required because it's isolated. It is running on the client side, client browser. So, but server side, Blazor is required. Session is required to maintain the users the different states. Each user is having the different state, right? So, session is required. So that is the overhead. That is the one of the disadvantages of the Blazor server. Any other question? Uh, Yeah. That is easy. Yeah, that's what I explained. Yeah, that is very easy. Yeah, that is very good question. Maybe it's a maybe during the development time we are running couple of times. See, each time whenever I changing something, whenever I am running application, it is downloading each time 8 MB. Sorry, 8 MB file, 8 MB file or 9 MB file. Each time it's downloading. It's not required. Wait. No, I didn't complete it. So it is not required. Local development, we can use the Blazor server. We can, but suppose we deploy after everything is okay, we can use the Blazor also. Side. Where is, where is, one moment, I'm not seeing my application. Yeah, suppose Blazor server, if you want to change it, suppose this is a Blazor server. In the Blazor server, there is a startup page. This is fine, startup or program. We need to comment this one. It is not required. This is not required. This is endpoints is not required. We need to comment this one. And there is instead of host, we need to use the index. Anyway, index in the index page. We need to call the go to the pages host. This is the host. We have the one JS. Instead of Blazor server, we need to use the Blazor.WebAssembly. Go to the WebAssembly. We need to use the Blazor WebAssembly. We need to define the Blazor WebAssembly. But no need to change any components. Our syntax, everything same. Just top level, root level, we need to change this instead of that JS file. We need to use this JS file, and we need to remove the signal or communication. That's it. And there is some constraints. Actually, today morning I tried to convert the same kind. Initially, I have the Blazor server, but it is not working. I will show you that problem also. I resolved those things. This is a program. Program yes. Instead of asynchronous, I'm calling the synchronous. I'm calling synchronous. Even same functionality. Synchronous. Say synchronous. It will fail. I'm no need to change everything. It will fail anything anyway. Fine. Because okay, I will run. I will show you why it is failed. Application will run, but whenever that particular page component is trying to load it, it will get failed. Yeah, go to the products, it will get failed. See, unhandled error occurred. If I reload, it will fail again. Anyway, go to the inspect, go to the developer tools. I need to see what is the error. See, it is telling that uh, I product is asynchronous. Oh, of course, it is. Yeah, it is using asynchronous. Yeah, I need to change that one also. Yeah, I think I need to change. Yeah, actually, search product is using the asynchronous. I need to change this one. I will change this one asynchronous. Yeah, yeah, that is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is yeah, that is not related to the Blazor. That is a TLB task library. Uh, asynchronous. I will remove all the asynchronous functionality into normal functionality, and even I will products. Okay, this is fine. Why it is giving such? I think this is a comma. Comma. Okay, stop it. Yeah, that's fine. Then go to the products. I think instead of changing everything, I'm using the search product thing. So here, I'm using search product. The search product. I'm using same method is there. Generally, it will work. Same method is there, but it will fail again. I will put the breakpoint up to this one. It will work. After that, it will fail. Uh, this one also. Oof. Oh, because I removed right. This is await. It's not required. Await is not required. Uh, I will do one thing. Instead of changing all the existing functionality, I will not change all the functionality. I will keep it as it is because it is failing other places also. Uh, I will I will roll back everything. I will add instead of injecting this one, I will inject that object also. I will use that object. Okay. Now I will use different set, different set. Uh, where different. Main reason is WebAssembly, Blazor WebAssembly is running on a single thread. No, JavaScript, like a PowerShell also running on single thread. No, 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 it's not required. It's not required. Yeah. Only these four action, those four events. Uh, yeah, No. Yeah, if you want to define the suppose if you want to write the CS class file, you can create this partial class for this one. This is the CS. Actually, this is a class file only. This is not the model view control. This is not model view control pattern, but internally it is maintained the same pattern, model view control pattern only. But this is the controller. This is the controller. This is the component. But in the component we have the state. Whenever state changed, that component will be get refreshed. Whenever event happened, state will change and the component will get refreshed. Okay, I'm using another one. Is asynchronous instead of asynchronous processing. Okay, this is a set product one, and go to the. I'm commenting this one. These two methods. I'm commenting. Uh, I'm adding one more code instead of async task and async function. I'm using normal one. I'm using this one. I'm also normal one. Task. Await, remove. This is await, remove. It's not required. Await is remove. Okay. This is wide. Okay. This is also product. Yeah, this is also remove. It will get failed. I know. Uh, yeah. This is fine. This is why. Okay. Search for. Go to definition. Okay. Build it. No. Mm, just a moment. I will clean the solution. I will run it. Yeah. Now I can run it, but it will fail. Just products. No, it is running. No, I'm rerunning again. It will get failed. Go to the products. It will fail. Why it is failed? Go to the F12. Uh, it is failed because cannot wait the monitor on runtime. Because why it is failed? Because it is running on single thread. Uh, the same code is running in the server side, Blazor server. It is failing because uh, go to the search product. This one I'm using the new one. In this one, you go to the execute, go to implementation. Uh, yesterday I verified why it is not working. Is search product and go to the products, go to the definition and go to the product. This is the product. Go to the implementation. uh, in this one we have the products and this is a product, but this products how it will work. This is the deserialization and this is a result means it is waiting. This is waiting. It is blocking it is blocking until it finishes its call. Until it finishes the call, it is blocking the thread. So that is the reason it's failing. So actually our application is running on the UI thread. It won't it is not allowing to open the another thread, multi-thread. So see, it is a single thread application. So that is the reason we are calling the asynchronous function. We are not calling the result dot result. Same actually I define another hard-coded repository, asynchronous. In this one, what just I call the products, but I didn't call the result. Just it convert to the JSON and it will give the JSON. I'm using the JSON. That's it. JSON, the first are default. JSON into object. JSON converted into the object, and this is the object array. So that is the only thing. So in client side, we need to use Blazor WebAssembly model. Not only changing the JavaScript file and disabling the signaler, and we need to use the better to use the asynchronous calls, asynchronous function instead of synchronous functions. Yeah, that is the only change. Otherwise, you can easily switch. Yeah, from even syntax, everything is same. Component syntax and parameters, binding, everything is same. Dependency injection, everything is same. Only that is the part difference. They are different. Yeah. Yeah, the deployment, deployment, we can deploy locally or we can deploy on a web server. We cannot deploy Docker. Even it will support the Docker. Last time we deployed by using Azure Container Registry, and we can deploy in a Kubernetes cluster. It's like a latest web application. It will work. And we no need to worry. It will deploy anywhere. But if it is a world of browsers, it won't work for it. This won't work. Blazor Wasm and Blazor server will work for all the browsers. Latest browsers, all the both hosting models will work. Mhm. Yeah, that is the reason this one is there. Right? Yeah. Well, this is the older browser. This will work for all the browsers. Blazor server. Uh, yeah, Signal are actually we are not managing anything, but just we are enabling the endpoint. If you enable the endpoint, communication will happen. So that in Signal Blazor server hosting model, browser is not maintaining the state. Actually, in single page applications, browser is maintaining the state. So, but in that case, Blazor server state case, uh, browser is dumb. It is not doing anything. Any state is changing. Communication happen between the client and server. WebSocket encrypted messages. So state the delta change will happen. I think I will switch to my document. My just a moment. This one. This one. Here, if you see that all the communication, not this one, I think this hosting model. Here, all the communication will happen. Here, first request, it will download all the assemblies, frameworks, everything, and all the communication will happen. Delta changes will happen in the browser itself. And if any changes happen or action based on the action, DOM tree will be updated. Particular DOM element only updated. That is here Blazor server. Here Blazor server.js will monitor and it will send the request to the server UI changes, and it will asynchronously it will update, and previous state will be stored at the server. So this communication will happen through signal or WebSocket messages, through WebSocket messages. Any question? Any other question? Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah, Main thing is we need this object JavaScript JS runtime. By using Java JS runtime, we need to invoke the we can call the JavaScript function. This API will allow us to call the JavaScript function, and we can declare the JavaScript file, and we can this is in the JavaScript file. We have the function JavaScript function. We can call this the JavaScript function. And suppose if you want to call the .NET function from JavaScript, we need to tell the .NET JS invocable. So this function will be called from the JavaScript. So as a add text instead of this function, this name. So we are calling this one add text. Yes, it's same thing, exactly same thing. Yeah, There is a new framework, B unit, Blazor unit. Yeah, B unit. Actually, it's similar to the X unit, a B unit, Blazor unit. You can do the unit testing, Blazor components, B unit. Yeah, you can do the Blazor unit testing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Yeah, thank you, Sachin. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye.